If you want to do that skippy skip, here's the timestamp, go nuts. Yorinobu Arasaka, the man of many titles.
Wait, what was that last bit?
Bubusaka?
No, before that.
Oh yeah, I think he set up the heist. I know that's a serious claim, but let me try to break down the heist first. Interested parties, sellers, owner, and finally, the middleman. The middleman and Evelyn just wanted one thing, money. Netwatch only really cared about the tech. This can be backed up by this little message over here. And the Voodoo Boys just wanted Johnny, not the tech. This was so they could contact Alt. Everything so far is pretty straightforward. It only starts getting murky when the Arasakas are involved. Saburo Arasaka was a highly intelligent man with a deep-seated hatred for all things Western. To you, this might just be a bunch of loosely related images, but to Saburo, it would be deeply triggering. Yorinobu was born to Saburo and his third wife, Michiko. So yeah, they were kind of related and weren't the best of friends. One of the things Saburo truly cared about was ties that bind. And unfortunately, it is not in a wholesome sense where he just wants the best for his family. It is more like he sees them as an extension of himself and they each have a crucial role to play in the fulfillment of his vision. Kei's role was administration because he was the perfect tool. He would do anything asked of him, no questions asked. Hanako's role was continuation and preservation. Yorinobu's role was also continuation, but a different kind. I think Saburo always intended for Yorinobu to be his future meatbag. Here's why I think that. Number 1. Saburo's ultimate dream was to restore Imperial Japan and world domination, with of course himself in charge. And this is obviously not something one could achieve in a lifetime, so it wouldn't be surprising if he wasn't ready for checkout just yet. Does anyone else think that Yorinobu and Saburo bear a striking resemblance? Number 2. He kept Yorinobu in the dark about Arasaka's ways and gave him a happy childhood. It seems like Saburo wanted to give him a good life before consuming him, because there was no point in priming him to lead Arasaka. Number 3. The name Yorinobu has several meanings, and one of them means to extend or stretch out. Something happened at Yorinobu's graduation party. Saburo allegedly revealed the true nature of Arasaka to Yorinobu, and this appalled him so much that he had to ditch his own party. Many believe Yorinobu was just disgusted by the corporate nature of his father's empire, but I think something else got him spooked because Yorinobu always knew he was an Arasaka. A simple Google search would have told him enough that he would not be shocked by whatever his father had to say, unless Saburo revealed or at least hinted at a very hostile takeover of Yorinobu's mortal assets. Yorinobu's motive seems quite simple, that is to survive, and he could have done just that after he made his escape. But no, he swore to bring death to Arasaka. This is what led people to believe he was actually a nice guy, a hero even. But I believe he just wanted to bring death to Saburo and not Arasaka. At some point in his journey, Yorinobu decided that he should become the emperor himself. This is why he returned after Kei passed away. Why do I think this? Well, firstly, during the Fourth Corporate War, Militech tried to recruit Yorinobu to bring down Arasaka. Instead of accepting, he sided with the government of Japan. And secondly, he started a faction called Taka, which translates to hawk. The hawk is a symbol of kings in Japanese culture. Yorinobu wanted to end Saburo, and it seemed like Saburo wanted him to do it. Father and son made a huge spectacle of their little fight like, "Death to Arasaka! The kokoro should break but once." What? Anyway, I'm going to steal your proprietary tech and sell it to your enemies. Oh, you mean this piece of tech right here that I possibly might have left completely unguarded? Yes, that tech. I'm going to sell it to the Americans in America, like I've explained in full detail in my email that you could totally access. Oh no, how will I ever stop you? Guess I'll have to fly to America without any real security to punish you. Yeah, okay boys, settle down. Hanako mostly stayed out of this, but she was partial towards her brother. Yorinobu successfully led everyone to believe he was a blithering idiot, so everyone underestimated him.
So we're not jumping the corp. We're jumping Yorinobu Arasaka himself. Yorinobu is a puppet. He lost all his cards years ago when he failed to do Daddy's bidding.
Evelyn thought she uncovered some classified information due to her incredible 007 skills, and Saburo thought he could get Yorinobu to off him so he'd have a viable reason to take over his son's body. I strongly believe Yorinobu had no real plans to sell the engram to Netwatch. It was simply to bait Saburo, and all he needed now was a scapegoat. Enter a gang of misfits. It is highly likely that Yorinobu spread the word that he was carrying Johnny Silverhand's engram because he knew someone unofficial would come sniffing for it.
Do you see where I'm going with this?
He fed Evelyn with every little detail she'd need.
I do not think that was just carelessness on Yorinobu's part, but rather a calculated move.
He set up the entire heist. This would explain why Adam Smasher does not do anything even after spotting us here. And I know I'm entering tinfoil hat territory here, but it is also interesting that he left his gun behind.
Maybe he wanted the thieves to put up a fight and get KIA rather than getting captured. It seems like Yorinobu intended for the engram to get destroyed or be returned.
Saburo was a tyrant. He ruled with an iron fist and believed in leading by terrorizing and belittling his subordinates. It was no surprise that the board didn't care to properly investigate his death. Saburo had some gruesome plans for the world and needed to be stopped. So, is Yorinobu a hero for ending Saburo's reign of terror?
I wouldn't be so sure. It seemed like he was simply trying to survive.
Maybe at some point, Yorinobu had the noble goal of ending Arasaka and saving his sister, but over time, his goals and personality skewered and he lost his way. Yorinobu was not equipped for that level of power in politics. His house of cards started crumbling when things became real. Saburo was dead and his supporters were lurking in the shadows, itching to avenge him. Yorinobu was so paranoid he couldn't trust his own shadow. Towards the end, he acts like a complete madman, even going as far as murdering his own sister, who was the only person in the family who truly loved and supported him. He also avoids any peace talk with Militech.
It's just in. Arasaka Corp has broken off negotiations with rival Militech.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always!
He made like Anakin and became the very thing he set out to destroy. I know that I use facts to drive my own narrative, but I do hope that you leave here with more questions than when you came in. So, do you still think Yorinobu is a good guy?